Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mob Impressions. Today we're going to be talking about Undernaut's Labyrinth of Yomi. This is a first-person dungeon crawler with a very dark theme and high party customization. Is the quality of this game enough to justify the very high asking price points? Let's talk about it. So make sure to like the video and subscribe. I do upload videos daily, and if I didn't answer any questions you might have, please comment down below and I'll try to answer it ASAP. I'm going to be covering a summary of the game, giving you some gameplay mechanics specific stuff, talking about the presentation, what did I like, what did I dislike, and of course my final verdict. So make sure to stay till the end of the video and I'll give you my final rating on if I recommend Labyrinth of Yomi or not. The game was developed and published by Experience, Poppyworks, and Axis Games. This is not a review copy. I purchased it myself. I am playing the Steam version. The game released on October 28th for consoles, and it will be released on November 4th on Steam. The Switch version, like I said, is what I'm playing, and it goes for $59.99 US. The story and setting takes place in modern day. A giant labyrinth, which they called the Yomi, suddenly appeared. Companies all over the place try to mine it for powerful magical resources. You play under the Cassandra Company, who are kind of hiring illegal people to join their cause. Eventually, you end up getting stuck in the Yomi. Evil demons start attacking other companies, and your plan is to escape. The genre is single-player, first-person dungeon crawler. Very mature, dark themes, turn-based combat with RPG and JRPG elements. Moving on over to the gameplay section, the majority of the time in the game you're going to be doing combat, equipment, item crafting, upgrading, party management, and exploration. I'm going to be going into some of specifics here. I'm not going to cover everything, but I will give you enough to get you understanding of, what's going on here. So, beginning with the combat. First of all, it is turn-based. You're going to be queuing up everyone's moves, and depending on your speed and skill attack priority, they're going different orders. You have your regular attack, which is physical usually. You can have things like swords, long-range weapons, etc. You have defense, which blocks a lot of damage. You have different skills. Every character has, buff attacks. You have straight attacks. You got healing, etc., right? You got items, which are consumables. You got basic heals, heal the whole party. You can attack enemies with bombs and stuff like that. Your party formation is comprised of the vanguard, which is the front line, and the back line. There's 3 in the front and 3 in the back, and depending on your character, you're either going to get hit more in the front or sometimes dodge more in the back. Also, if you have certain weapons, you'll be able to reach from the back line. So if you have a bow in the back line, you could attack. If you have a sword from the back line, you won't be able to reach. Enemy parties also can consist of up to 6 enemies. They also have a front line and back line, so you have to worry about that. However, to give you an advantage, they give you something called switch boosting. It's a very, very powerful mechanic. On each combat encounter, you're able to do one of 3 things, or I guess you can do 4 things with switch boost. You can press your trigger button to move it over onto the overdrive. You can do a defensive mode, you can do a luck-based mode, and you could recharge. It lasts for 1 turn, and if you do overcharge, all of your attacks do more, all of your skills are free to use, attack, buffs, healing, it's all free for that 1 turn to use. And the next turn, it goes on cooldown. That's the other move you can do. You can go ahead and use a turn to recharge, and then you can come back with overcharge. There's the defensive one, like I said, which pretty much negates all of status ailments on you, and pretty much negates defense by half. There's also the luck-based one, which makes you go first, gives you high speed, and if you kill an enemy that drops a treasure chest, they drop double the loot. For equipment, item, crafting, and upgrading, it works like this. First of all, there is a ton of loot in the game that you're going to get by finding in treasure chests, defeating monsters. You get things like consumables, equipment for everyone to wear, well, things are class locked, and you get a bunch of junk, etc. With these items, you have a camp base where you can extract certain materials called argon from this, and using that you can create new items or you can upgrade your existing ones. +1, +2, it just increases whatever the base is, like more defense, more attack. You can continue to create consumables, and you can make perma upgrade stuff like more skill points, more luck, more intelligent, perma boost. However, those cost a lot of Argon. Besides using equipment and items to extract for Argon, you can also extract for something called flower points, which is another currency and is very vital to the game. You're going to be making exploration items, and we'll get to that in a bit. But first, let's cover party management. As I said, you can pretty much have 6 characters in a party. There are 8 classes. You can create your own classes with their own name, last name, their own bio, story. There's lots of different sprites to pick from. I think Axis Games has a bunch from their other titles in here. So there's like Sapphire of the Dragon, I think it was. You can freely reallocate skill points. I'm not too sure about stat points. So if you dump a bunch in strength, you might not want to switch over to, a wizard, for example. There are slight job changes. For example, your wizard can, go into a competent wizard or sorcery wizard, up there. When you level up, you get to choose a single stat to go in strength, defense, wisdom, all that stuff. And then you also get a skill points. Also under party management is equipment. You have your main weapon, you have your offhand, so you can go like a two-handed weapon, dual wielding, maybe single hand, a shield. You have your hats, you got armors, you got accessories. There is a ton of loot, and all of them have different types of rarities, which you can upgrade them. Lots of stats. Not only do you get defense, but sometimes maybe a weapon will give you more strength, maybe more resilience. Now moving on over to the exploration, and this is where the flower power comes in. First of all, it is a first-person dungeon crawling game. There's a giant map to unlock. Each section has a difficulty level. You could open up the map to see what you've seen, and you can see the difficulty level. There are some random ambushes. You primarily run into skulls of different colors that either have multiple encounters or a single battle, or they drop treasure, and you know that 100%. This is where Moonflowers comes in. This is what you need to progress. Sometimes you need to make doors in the dungeon. You need to unlock doors. You need to create ladders and create ropes. All of these are consumables, and they're pretty much story unlocks. So you're going to get them as you play when it's needed, and then you're going to have to convert equipments and items into Argon and flower points to make more to progress. Time for the presentation. First of all, the graphics and design. Oh man, it's great artwork, very grotesque, lots of blood, lots of gore, horrifying themes to say the least, and it's also very, very anime. The sounds and music, not much to say about that. I was primarily focused on the gameplay, but it didn't bother me, if that's what you're looking for. It wasn't annoying or anything. Alright, time for the pros and cons. What did I like? What is this game's main selling points? Well, first of all, it is a mechanically heavy dungeon crawler. There are no difficulty settings, but also no permadeath. If your party gets wiped, you can spawn back at base, and you have to use resources to heal and revive them. There's a ton of exploration here. You can do farming if you want, and experimentation is plenty. There's lots of party compositions you can do, and free reallocating even while exploring is amazing. It's awesome. And if you like horror themes, it's also a big plus too. Needless to say, this is a game not for the whole family. Hardcore dungeon crawlers, really mature adult themes. What did I dislike? What would I change? Well, say solid dungeon crawler in my opinion. Perhaps the addition to maybe see more details for each stats in the game. Sometimes that would be equipping items that add intelligence to your stats. Sometimes it adds something called a heal stat to it, and I don't know, for example, if that makes it so I can heal more or I take more heal in, and just small stuff like that. I tried looking up like a Wikipedia or something, or maybe someone had a GameFAQ page for stats explaining. I couldn't find anything, so if you guys have any more of that, please let me know. Time for my final verdict, final thoughts. I absolutely love it. It is very addicting. It is high quality. I didn't go over everything, so if you have any sort of concerns, or maybe you want to know more about some mechanics, please comment down below. I will try to get to it as soon as possible. And I'm going to have to give Undernaut's Labyrinth of Yomi a 100% yes recommendation. However, this only applies to very crazy, insane, hardcore dungeon crawler fans, only because of the high asking price of $59.99 US. I plan on the Switch version. It's running very well as I'm uploading this tomorrow on November 4th. The Steam version comes out, so I can't really comment on keyboard and mouse, but this is a high quality game. I'm addicted. I like it a lot. And if you enjoy dungeon crawlers at the very least, it's worth looking into. Maybe get it on a sale though. So yeah, if you guys enjoy, leave a like. It helps a lot. If you haven't, subscribe for daily videos. If you want to see my Let's Play of this game, I have a secondary YouTube channel called Mobby vs. Games VOD where I'm uploading daily content of this and a ton of other series I'm doing. Please come by Twitch. There's a link down below. I stream almost daily. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.